Hello, everybody. Welcome back for episode number 26. Before we get this thing started, you guys know what to do.
Like, share, and subscribe. Also, on your favorite listening platform, go ahead and heart us there.
On today's show, we'll be talking about social media addiction.
I'm raising my hand currently. I'm addicted.
Yes, we do know you're addicted to social media. Why social media addiction? We talked about artificial intelligence before, AI, and it kind of falls into the same realm as that. If you believe that artificial intelligence will take over, it could take over through social media.
I agree with that.
Yes, because it's very easy to manipulate people
I feel
on
like it's
social
already
media.
started. Look at the bots.
Already started. It's been
Well, you know what I mean.
started.
Yeah. We agree.
I really don't understand how people can be addicted to social media.
How? Why do you say that?
It's because it's something that I don't understand. That's why, because social media to me is a fake life. You're trying to portray a fake life, and everybody on social media, and not most of you guys out there, are on some type of social media platform. I don't have any notes or anything in front of me, and I can guarantee, without looking at any statistics at all, for nationwide, there's probably about 65 to 70% people that have some type of smartphone or some type of internet connection and some part of social media or on some social media platform. Do you think?
Oh no, I know, but I think your numbers are off. You have to have it these days, regardless of your
Well, no,
age.
we are referring specifically to social
Well,
media.
you also mentioned internet, so I'm
Well,
saying,
you have to have internet to get on social
well,
media,
that
correct? Yes.
I'm only going by what you said. You said
I said to back up a quick second, I said most people, I said
have
60
internet.
to 75% have some type of smart device. They have some type of internet in order to get online. And of those people, the majority of them will probably be a part of some social media
I
platform.
agree, but I think the
And
numbers are a little low.
that's nationwide. No, it's the reason why I say that, because there are a lot of older people that do live in this nation that don't have internet access and don't care about internet access, like my mom.
Right, sure.
So I put that number 60 to 75%, considering those people, and in rural areas where you cannot get internet, there are people that don't have internet, so they
Oh,
can't be
got
on
it. Yeah,
social media platforms.
sure.
But to say that is, now, if we break it down into demographics, if we broke it down into demographics, people between the ages of, I would say, 12, 13 to 30 years old, I guarantee over 95% of them are on some type of social media platform.
Agreed.
And I didn't even put our age group in there because it kind of wax and wanes, because I do use social media, but I'm not addicted to social media. And there's people that I do know have social media accounts, but really don't use them.
I can slightly agree.
Slightly agree.
hmm I think it's about 99%. I think it's like 1% that doesn't use social media for anything anymore these days. 99%. You use it in some form or fashion, whether you're engaging with people or not. It's where you get your news, it's where you check up on family, regardless of whether you engage or not, you still are actively using it. You even on news sites, if you scroll to the bottom,
They have
people leave
social media. Yeah.
they have people commenting. So you just can't avoid it. So
You can't avoid it. And right now, social media is a marketing thing. So, and they know it because people aren't watching television or regular live TV with commercials. So
right.
it's hard to get to the consumers
Yep.
just by, you know, I guess advertising on television. But if you're a part of Twitter, or if you're on Twitter, if you're on, Facebook or what have you, you can get to the masses and different age groups of people.
Sure.
So that is a marketing scheme. And that's something that, that came to mind that I wanted to talk about today too is it's insane that how much money that people make off of social media influencers. There are social media influencers that make more money than doctors, lawyers, firefighters, teachers. I mean, you name it. They make more
Sure.
money, but they don't provide anything but entertainment.
That's
No,
exactly
let me say before I say that because I cast a broad net. I can say it this way: there are social media influencers, some of them that I do follow. They do educate, so I don't want to lump those people into this also. But I want to kind of focus on the people that really don't do anything but walk around and people just follow them, but they
sure.
don't do anything for you at all. So they
Well,
live a fabricated life, just like you might as well watch television, a real TV show.
why would you do that? That's not what you're interested in.
But what's interesting about some of these people?
There's a lot. There's a few, but there wouldn't be any podcasts if there wouldn't be Spotify, any of that if it would not be it would turn into Napster. There would be no real if we didn't have social media to promote things like this platform, your show, things like that, we wouldn't.
That's not true. Podcasts have been out for a long time before social media was like it is
I guess you
today.
missed my
Because
point.
I used to listen to podcasts.
I'm talking so you know about Napster.
I do know, of course, I know about Napster.
Okay, and then what happened when other things took place of
Well,
Napster?
The
Social
reason,
media
the
took
reason,
off on
the
other
reason why Napster went down is because
I'm
they
not
didn't have licensing. You must be talking about
no.
MySpace and things like
I'm
that
talking about okay, to my point, other listening platforms came along and people started socializing.
on the
uh,
platforms.
right. And they promoted other things, just like what's the other one? Well, MySpace Music, but I can't think of the other ones. But I wouldn't have known about it unless somebody else told me.
On social media.
Yeah, it's like word of mouth on social media. So I'm saying it just
But
depends upon
that goes back to what I said before. That's kind of advertising something. So word of
for
mouth
free. Yeah, word of mouth.
is good
Yeah.
advertising, but podcasts have been out for a long time,
Yeah, but
a really long time.
how would you get people to listen?
On different, I understand. So we're kind of going around this round robin of saying the same thing is because
I'm
you
saying
can.
it's needed, I
It is a
guess,
platform of today that you can promote things on
that you have
because
to promote.
you have to because everybody's using social media
Sure.
right now.
And
There
that
is
comes
a
from people being antisocial in person.
Yeah, and there's a line because you can use social media to get to the masses of people.
Sure.
There are people that are addicted to social media. They
Yeah,
cannot survive without checking their updates. You have people in your family, and there are
that's
people
true.
that I know that
Yeah.
fall asleep, wake up, and they just pick up their phone to check what's going on in social media.
It's true.
That is a bad addictive habit. That's a bad behavior.
It certainly is. I have to agree with
And
you.
that's why I don't understand that how I don't understand people that are addicted to things anyway, because I don't smoke. I drink beer and stuff occasionally.
You
So
don't
I'm
have an
not, I
addictive
really don't, yeah,
personality.
I don't have an addictive personality. So it's hard for me to understand how people can
I'm sure
be
you have
addicted
something
to
you're
that.
addicted to, just maybe not necessarily what others like you might be
The
addicted
horizontal
to.
mambo. I mean, that's about it.
That's
I can't get rid of
inappropriate.
that. But I'm saying, but anything else, I can, and you know me, I can drop things. If I don't want to do it anymore, I don't.
Right. Well, everybody does not have it like you do. They just don't. So you have to show a little bit of empathy on, some people that maybe like a recluse. They don't have people in their lives, and that's the only way they can socialize. Like me, I'm not necessarily a recluse, but I don't like people the older I get, and this is my way of being social without me having to
But
leave my house.
But is it,
It's exhausting.
with the people that are truly addicted to are truly addicted to social media, is it the fact that they want some type of societal acceptance is the reason
No.
why?
I'm sure some.
Because I mean, look at it. Everybody lives a fake life.
No,
Because
that's not
no,
true.
that's no, because I keep saying casting a broad net on
Yeah.
everything, but the majority of people on social media, or a vast amount of people on social media, they only post good stuff, happy stuff. They're flossing. You know what I mean?
I I don't know
And
about
no,
that.
and the other thing is negativity.
Yeah.
It's always drama or flossing. That's not even a balance. That's not a real world balance in between that,
No.
because you don't understand, you can't really get a gist of somebody's real life, because if they're only doing, yeah, I just bought this and I got this and I got that, and then all of a sudden you social media fighting with somebody, you
Sure.
beefing with somebody.
Sure.
So this is a fabricated life. This is not real life.
For some people.
It is not real life, because it is a digital
I guess
life.
what I'm
It's
saying is
not
some
real
people
life.
only post things like that. You have the whole gamut when you're thinking about social media. You have someone that's like me. I repost memes and articles, but you'd never get an insight onto my life unless I post a picture and it's just a general statement. But you're never going to see um, me. Well, I can't say that
Not too
because
much personal
not too
stuff.
much personal stuff, but I do argue politically, which is probably a really bad habit of mine. But I do, I can get to spats with people politically. So you probably, if nothing else, you know my political stance, or you might not, because
And
not to be political here, but I'm saying to you that I don't really post a lot of things. And then you have people like my aunt and your very elderly aunt that keeps in touch with her grandchildren and her great
yes,
grandchildren. And that's her only way to. And can you imagine her being in her 70s? Is she? She's in
yeah.
her 70s and using, I mean, that's kind of awesome. And then my aunt, she's the same. She would, I would not know what she's doing. And actually, she doesn't post anything personal. She plays her games and she talks to her nieces and nephews a lot on social media. She doesn't do a whole bunch.
And I'm the same way, because I like going to social media, checking out my friends' kids and stuff like that, because we don't hang out like we used to. Some of my
Keeping up with the
cousins,
kids.
yeah, things like that. I mean, that's it. But you know me, and if you've seen any of my social media stuff, it's not really flossing about anything.
You don't talk at all.
I don't
You
really
might
talk.
post a
I
picture every
post
now and again.
pictures and things like that, because I mean, it's like I'll post something like our anniversary or something like
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Or, of course, right now I'm trying to get this thing kicked off. I'm posting on Instagram, my episodes and things like that. And
Right.
also on my photography page, I do the same thing. I just
Sure.
post things that are just relevant.
Right.
So
Or just something nice every now and
you
again.
never catch me being a social media fake, or a fabricated life, a fake life.
Sure.
You never
But
see me
when
being a
you say
social
fake
media
too,
warrior.
it
It is
might be wait, let me finish. You it might be someone else's perception, such as
someone else's perception. These people,
some
perfect. Okay,
I have an example after you share your example.
I'll
Go
share an
ahead.
example. Do you remember the TV show that used to be on MTV? It's called Cribs or whatever.
Yes.
And some of the people rented houses and cars just to
Yep.
be on
Just to be
television,
on the show.
to
Yeah.
get that perception of them, that this is how they really
No,
live,
I agree with you. Some
but they don't.
people
And people
for
do
real
it
floss and
on.
they take the pictures of their cars. So, and with that, some people will take pictures of their cars and think that it's I don't know, a Chevy Impala, but to them
It's a Benz.
they're on the come up. So, those
Zimzima,
people
who's got the keys to my Beamer?
you got to forgive. But to what you're saying, so we know I know of someone, it's two women. One posts things regarding just her business and maybe a nice little thought every now and again. Doesn't really engage with people online either. And then the a relative of hers posts about everything from political to her emotions to what she ate that day to all of that. What she just did, if she took a trip to Paris, whatever the case, it's going to be, I mean, every waking moment is on Facebook.
Is that to get accepted from people?
That's definitely for acceptance because obviously she doesn't have a life that she has to spend the entire day telling everybody what she did. So then we all hung out once, and one person posted um, or confided in us that she's very upset with her husband. Yet it was their anniversary time, but it was just more or less like he didn't take out the trash kind of thing. Not a big deal. Then you go um, on Facebook and she says, "Happy anniversary to my love." They've been together almost 40 years. So the other person said, "Yeah, I know that that's fake because we know the real deal." And I said, "What? That they're arguing over trash? Why would you post that online? Why would you tell people your business like that?" Whereas this person, she probably would post that. So I guess what I'm saying is, I don't necessarily know what I'm saying other than everybody
Well,
uses it for
I
different
I
reasons.
understand what you're saying is that because you're trying to explain to me that it's not necessarily being a fake life, that they don't put every intricate details of
Right.
their day and their life in there. But I understand that part of it because, you know, I know I'm not going to post something like, oh man, I'm mad because this tipped over my coffee
Right.
today or whatever. I mean,
Sure.
I'm not going to put that on
But
some,
by
and
the
some
way, I
some
do
people
love
will.
Chevy Impalas. We got to get one,
Some,
seriously.
yeah, some people do. Some people put stuff
Right.
like that on there. But, and it comes to um what I'm trying to, I guess, have you understand the way I look at it is that I see so much virtual,
Lies.
yeah, so much,
Lies, I meant.
so many, yeah, lies, so many lies. I mean, you guys out there, watch or you watch YouTube, you're part of social media, and you see, and if you actually met this person, would they be like this person in real life that you see on social media?
What's funny is that the people that are like they are on social media and like they are in real life, the ones that annoy you, I don't know, those are the ones I can't get over. Like there's a person that you and I know together that posts pictures almost every day of current like selfies and then from vacations from 2014 on, but they post them weekly. So you you're at the point now where you say, "You just posted this one. Are you still living there?" Or someone will say, "Oh, you're still in the islands." Well, go back a couple weeks and you'll probably still see that
Yes.
same picture. Some people like that, but I totally agree with, because one person that doesn't follow that person could say he's flossing, right? And then it'd be someone like me just would be like, "You're so annoying because you're like that in real life. You want everybody to see your outfit. You want everybody to see your car, but you don't even realize that you're annoying. Everybody likes you in general, but that's your annoying trait that you had to bring online to show everybody, you know what, I'm
Yeah.
really am annoying in real life and on social media. I can appreciate it. It's just freaking annoying."
But do you not see this as a problem?
Oh,
It's
sure.
a real problem because attention spans are
Mine is
nil,
gone.
absolutely nil.
I check the
I
time
cannot
on
have a
something.
I cannot have a conversation with some people without them just totally just dismissing the conversation and just picking up
They
their
check
phone.
out.
They
Yeah.
just totally check out.
Right.
They're not, I mean, it could be a conversation that they started, and it's no different from if you're in a meeting with somebody and they start the meeting and they just turn around and walk away. You go, hey, wait a minute,
Yep.
weren't we just talking?
Yep.
And
It's
they
exactly
totally
that.
check out. And
Yeah.
you can continue to talk. You can curse at them and you can say whatever, but they're so blanked out
Yep.
that they don't even understand what you're saying
They're not. That
at
has
all.
happened to me a lot, and to where when we have dinner with people, or mostly dinner, or we're in a circle. Let's just say we're sitting at the table or lunch, any kind of a gathering. I ask kindly, can we put the cell phones away unless you absolutely need it? And you know how now we have the watches that give you your messages
And
and
everybody
things,
looks down at their
and
watch.
everybody looks at their watch. I'll look if it buzzes through. I think that's just because, what do you call it? That's we've always done that. You know, when the alarm goes off on our watch on the hour and we look and
Yeah,
press
I
the
mean,
button.
because it buzzes.
Yeah, it buzzes and it kind of rattles you, I guess. Whereas the phone you can totally silent and put it in your purse or your pocket. I don't know, but it's it is how people, they can't be what do you call it, present in the moment.
No, nobody.
Just
Because
like when you go
when
to
you are,
concerts.
yeah, I was just exactly the same thing I was going to say, because you can't be in a moment. Instead of watching the performer, you're watching the performer. You, instead of watching the performer live, you're watching the performer because you're looking through a little screen
Yep.
recording that performer, instead of just, taking in
Taking
the
in the
moment.
moment, the environment.
So worried about taking pictures, so worried about this. No, enjoy it.
It
Take your mental picture.
right.
That will last just as long and even better
And
than
even better.
in your phone or whatever you're taking a picture
What
with.
is it? What was is it, what is it called? Is it, what's the radio, the tape? Is it live or is it Memorex,
Oh
or
yeah,
something
live
like?
or Memorex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It reminds me of that because,
Yeah, people don't remember that because nobody uses tapes
yeah,
anymore.
nobody uses tapes
Everything is
anymore.
digital.
Yeah.
Everything is digital. And in respect to digital, that's what we're living. We're living a digital life. I mean, we're almost to the point where we're living a virtual world.
Yeah.
We just don't have the goggles.
Oh, you just wait.
And if we had that right now, if we had that, like we spoke about several times, like Wally and things, where you can have a chair, you can sit there and you have an avatar out there doing your bidding every day, people would do it.
It's gonna happen. You realize that. It's
Yeah, it
going
at
to
some point
happen.
it's going to happen. And people will say right now they don't believe artificial intelligence will take over. It already has.
Well, look
It
at
already
the
has, because I can post, or whomever your favorite follower, person that you follow, your influencer, you follow them and they tell you to jump off a damn bridge because they're going to do it.
right.
You'll follow them right off that damn
I
bridge.
probably wouldn't, but I, maybe the younger kids. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
I mean, they follow people blind, and it is blindly following
it
someone
is.
because you don't know what their real life is about.
Well, you see that they, even your favorite YouTubers, um they have fake couples and fake lives. Oh, and you pointed out, I don't know if we said it on one of your shows, but remember the weightlifter that got called out? She wasn't really lifting the weights that she
Oh
said.
yeah, the fake
Yeah.
weights. Mm.
So, and then she has over 1 million views off of nothing. And
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
yeah. Well, and that's why people like vlogs. There's a lady that I watch that literally goes from one dollar store to the other, and I watch her all the time. And the reason why is because I would do the exact same thing, but she's doing it for me.
But
And I like her personality.
people like that, you can get a takeaway from that, because if you do shop, it's just like watching a commercial.
Right. Well, it's like little kids that watch the other gamers. It's a whole, or kids that
But
play with toys.
that's a
Other kids, there's a,
And that's something different. That's not
it's
even
the same.
no, what I because we're talking about things that are similar. When it comes to like this person that you follow that goes to the dollar store and things like that, you were getting something because you may see purchases or things that they make that you can make or you would like to make at home. But when it comes to the kids watching these gamers, there's not really a takeaway from that. You sit there and you stare at it just like you would watch a movie,
It's almost like, do you remember when you would go to your friend's house and they only had one controller
and you just
and you
watch them
watch them
play.
play?
But
It's,
at
to
what
me, it's the
point
exact
there's
same
no
thing.
point that you get to play that game, and that doesn't make you any better. It's just like I mentioned earlier, it's just entertainment.
Right. But
But
it is social media.
that entertainment is totally distracting you from real life.
Right. It is a
And
distraction.
is it
And
that this addiction is just people wanting to escape real life at all times of the day? And
sure.
not really want to live, not really want to live in the real world.
Well, the world has gone to shit. So more
Of course,
people
that the
are
world is
more
going to the shit,
more,
but just like you have these social media warriors. People will talk mad shit on social media,
oh yeah, I call them internet thugs.
internet thugs or whatever you want to call them, but they talk mad shit on social media. But
Yeah.
that's not them in real life because you could come up to they talk shit. Yeah, I'll do this to you. I do this and I'll do that. But you see them in real life, they won't say shit to you.
No, that of
Not
course
at
not.
all.
It has given you the
Social media muscles.
yeah,
That's it.
that's
I
yeah.
mean, and then you have these groups of people, and I think this is one of the most dangerous things about this, especially that's going on right now with the state of the world today. That you have these groups of people that are inciting violence, but people don't understand that's exactly what they're doing through their social
They
media.
don't get it.
They fake they post fake stuff. They
Yep.
manipulate things. They manipulate what people say. They even manipulate what you see in the media, but you really don't believe the real news. You prefer to hear it from your favorite social media person
Yep.
instead.
That's it.
So now you have this scenario twisted up. Now you're all riled up. Now you want to go incite violence because of what this person said.
Yep.
And it's not real.
I agree. Well, the I agree with that. It's the internet could be used as a great thing. It really can. I mean,
It should
social
have be. It
media
should be.
should be used as a great thing, but because of, again, the way of the world, you have people being manipulative and using it for, because the parents, maybe our age, are not maybe sometimes keeping an eye on the younger kids as well.
Well,
And
I was going to mention that too. You cannot discipline a child, your kid, about being on the internet, social media, if they watch you every single day do the same thing. And not on top of that is I don't watch Judge Judy, but I'm here while you watching Judge
I love
Judy.
Judge Judy.
How many times have someone came out and said, "Well, somebody posted this on Facebook."
Right.
On Are you kidding me? You're in court.
Right.
What the hell does social media have to do because somebody said something to you about social media
yes.
on social media? You know what you can do? Boom, ignore it. You can say whatever you want about me on social
Right.
media. Will I see it? The only time I would see it is if you told me that somebody said this, and then I would not give a F.
Yeah.
And you know this.
Right. I think it's more maybe on, but no, I agree with that part. Um, they're trying to use it as defamation a lot on Judge Judy, and
It's not.
it's not.
It's
It's not.
not.
Most times, it's not. I could say I think you're a pig, and that's my opinion. And then if you didn't pay me my money back, and I said that person didn't pay me my money back, that would be the truth.
And see,
That's not a defamation
when
of my
you
character.
when you go to say something on social media or criticize something on social media, like somebody that's listening to this right now, if you don't like it, you can say, "Hey, I don't like it." Okay.
Right.
Now offer some corrective criticism
Sure. But
about it
yeah.
instead of saying, "Oh, your show sucks and I don't like this. You talk like this or what have you." I mean, okay, fine. Understand. If you can't help me,
Right.
don't say anything
Right.
because you can turn away. Just turn it off.
Sure. I wanted to tell you about when you were saying fake lives. That's what that show Catfish. It's still on this
I
air.
know,
I watch clips.
it's
I just started
you're
following them on
mentioning you
Facebook.
mentioned that, and that's something that I was going to bring up a little while ago,
Yeah.
because but I didn't want to interrupt you, because catfish is somebody just doing, creating a fake life
Several, some of
and
them have
sucking people in.
several.
I know, I mean, if
Yeah.
you watch people watch the show, they know what
I
the
like
show is
that
all
show.
about,
I watch it.
but
Well,
and that's
excuse me. I
it's
watched the clips.
and
I didn't even know it was on Facebook Watch, but I
it's
watch it.
no difference from these social media influencers.
Yeah,
They're doing the same thing.
they are.
Exactly the same thing. And then you meet up with them and you find out, like, okay, this person doesn't have this or doesn't do this or that. You know what I mean?
It's your best friend down the street.
Yeah. I mean, it's all a false narrative. I
Yeah.
mean, just to get likes. And you get people sponsoring these people because, again,
Well,
advertisement.
not on Catfish, but
Well,
I know
no,
what you
but
mean.
I'm
You're
saying
talking
it,
about in general.
I'm talking about in general, because
Influencers.
they create these false narratives to suck people in.
Sure.
And this is what happened.
Have you heard of I think I told you about this when I told you about when I came back from Florida, that documentary or my nephew's
On
go
Yeah.
Don't F with Cats.
Yeah, I didn't
That
watch it
was
though.
all on social media. And again, that goes back to manipulation. We got to finish watching it. And then that other one that just came out that people are talking about your data and all of that, your and security, all of that. It's a whole documentary on it. I want to do some investigating on that. But their job, social media platforms, is to keep you engaged. But they do this nice little thing, even on YouTube or on like TikTok. Hey, you've been watching for a couple of hours. Maybe you should get some rest. But then they set up, like on Facebook, you can swipe to the left or what have you. I didn't even know this was a thing because I only just scroll, but you swipe and it'll go to YouTube or Facebook Watch. And then you swipe again, it'll go to your favorites. And then you just read one. It's almost like, when you go to work and you say, I'm not going to check my emails. Like, I have too much work to do. Let me just finish what I have right now and I'll check my emails later. Long gone are those days because when you first get in, you check your first email, even though you have a call at 9, you read that email or you might be on the phone with a client and an email will pop up on your screen and you'll say, do you think I can give you a call back? Or let's revisit this conversation just so you could finish reading the email. I'm not the only one that this
Yeah,
happens so
it does
often.
happen, but do these people realize that they're just being manipulated? Their minds are being manipulated?
No, because my mind has been manipulated. I know this for a fact because if I can't sleep and I hit one little button, it's a wrap because I'm going to keep watching it. When we were driving yesterday and I was on Facebook, I kept it at this clip so I could hear it later. And I accidentally hit something else, like scrolled, and it went to stories of my life or something. And it was storytelling, but it was an animation. But the story caught me, the topic. And then as soon as we left, I
Your
dropped you.
attention span was gone, so you start focusing on that.
Yeah, and I just kept listening and listening, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh my gosh, when I can't
So,
sleep at night, this is what I'm gonna
so
watch or listen to."
I'm, you know, I'm saying these things, and I'll put out my social media habits of what I do on social media,
You
or
just look.
I look on social media, but not just looking on Facebook and
TikTok,
that's the only place I don't even no, I don't do anything on
Instagram.
TikTok. No, Instagram. I'm on Instagram.
Sure.
I I follow people on Instagram and I watch and or whatever. And on the same thing on Facebook, I pop in every now and then.
Yeah.
And again, the only reason why I got on there is because of business purposes, but I'm not really a big social media person. I don't know how to manipulate social media. But my habits are like YouTube. Because that's my thing is YouTube.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, I don't just search out bullshit on YouTube most of the time. Of course, my just like my Saturday morning cartoons,
Well,
I
that's
watch
your opinion.
just like my Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid. I watched some of the YouTube channels about the comics and Marvel and DC and all that. I watch that.
Some people might think that they're
And
bullshit.
no, I'm
But go
saying I
ahead.
didn't say no.
Oh, I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
Maybe
I
I
don't know where that
misunderstood.
came
Go
from.
ahead.
I'm just stating what my habits are.
You
And
said I don't watch
I
bullshit.
don't watch I don't seek out bullshit. I don't seek out cat videos or stuff.
Oh,
Just
that's
this
not
okay.
bullshit. I watch
Okay,
cat
now let
videos.
me continue what I'm trying to say.
Okay, go ahead.
So I
Sorry.
watch that. That is what I watch. The majority of stuff that I watch on YouTube is educational. And you can attest to that. People at work can attest to that. I watch a lot of people that do lectures. I watch a lot of science things. The top people that I do watch is people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, that we spoke about before, Sean Carroll, because they're scientists, they're educators. I
Sure.
like to be educated. And as far as social media influencers, the couple of guys that I do watch is Mike Thurston, because he seems more real to me because
I get it.
he
You
puts it
like
out
more
there.
educational. You like to
Educational, but
learn.
no, can I continue?
Sorry, go ahead.
And he's a model and fitness model, so he puts things out there, but he has something about him that's saying there's no bullshit about him. It's real life. He's not only showing you the good, he's showing you the good and the bad.
Right.
The same thing with Gabriel Say. Gabriel Say, exactly the same. He's a fitness influencer. He's a dad, a husband, and he delves back and forth between what he does for fitness and real life. So he seems like a real person.
Sure. Well,
So
that's
those
what
are people
attracts
that
you.
that's what attract
But
me.
you
I
can't.
like people that are real life. Can I
Yeah,
continue what
I'm
I'm
sorry.
saying?
Go ahead.
And you also know, I know people that are in the radio industry
Okay.
that I work with, and you know them. I'll put names out there
No, you
because
don't need to put
no,
names.
I do.
Who cares?
I mean, they're popular people.
Mm.
But the reason why I like them, like the Junkies, I know all of them personally, and they are real people. You meet them, they're the same.
But they're not on social media like that, anyways.
They're not, but they are. EB is,
I mean,
but EB is.
everybody's.
But what I'm saying is these they don't set up a fake or false narrative about their life. They are as they are. You listen to them on the radio, they're the same as
Right.
in real life. The same thing with Kevin McCarthy. If you don't know BDK, Kevin McCarthy, Fox
Stop name
5
dropping.
News, I am going to name drop because these are real people.
Yeah.
You, their work and their real life are all the same.
Okay.
So I gravitate to people that have real lives. I can't read That's why I can't understand how people can get addicted to someone else's life. How does that make your life better?
It doesn't. Does it have to make it better? That's just. I think that's a difference of how you intake and what you define as entertainment. I like cat videos.
So
I
is it
like
only
doggy
entertainment
videos.
that we're referring to? Is this all the addiction is? Is it addicted to the entertainment?
Probably, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Everybody has their different things. People only look at the internet for news. Some people only look at it to keep in touch with their family. I look at it for everything. Everything that I can't reach myself, I look for it. If I have a thought, I Google it. If I
Okay.
thought, I just research it. I go to my favorite website.
Let's weave this
But
back into
that's what I'm
the
that's what I'm
addictive
talking
part.
about. Well, that's what I'm saying is that's why I'm addicted to it because everything that I do, it's
Is
right in the
there.
palm of my hand.
It's there. That's it.
Yeah, everything.
It's
I
because
g
it's there, easily accessible, so you
Yeah,
just do it.
and yes, I watch it. If I want to watch great videos on sea diving, I think that that's awesome. So nobody else watches it. I like watching videos where they do hunting for um junk, but in the water. There's a couple guys and they find treasure in the water. I watch it. It might not be entertaining for other people, but it is to me.
Yeah, people have different types of entertainment that they enjoy.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. It's not it, and you get my takeaway is I could probably do that one day. Or, you know, if I want to learn how to fix a bike, then
Now, what about those people that they have to have it just like a fix, like someone addicted to heroin, that if you took their phone away or if the internet goes down, they want to commit suicide?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That's
sad.
problematic.
Yeah, sure.
And there's lots of people in this country, in the world, that are like that.
If you take away my phone, I don't think that I'd want to commit suicide, but I'd probably be very upset and I would feel lost. I would feel a sense of loss if you took my phone.
I wouldn't.
Some people are like that. They're not. They're some people. My sister, she didn't have a phone for 4 years and I couldn't understand how she did it. Now that she has her phone back, I cannot see her going back to not going 4 years without it, but even then. But you're talking about, I mean, I was able to access the internet on my phone since when did I have this phone? Since 2002?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
It's probably since before that, since 2002. That's a long time to have something at in the palm of your hand and then not to be without it, you know?
yeah. But with me, I could leave my cell phone at home. And the only reason why I do have my cell phone because of work reasons. That's it. With me, I don't want to portray anything fake about my life. So the same thing that I do in real life that I show on social media is the same thing I do in real life. It's sort of like the same. That's why you see everything that I do has my name on it because I want to portray myself. I don't want to set up what they call it when people that write,
Persona?
yeah, some persona. I don't want to set that up. I
Sure.
want to be me. I want to be an individual. I don't need to be a part of a group.
Right.
Not at all. So that's why everything has my name on it. People don't like to put their names on things. It's sort of like I listened to a comedian that said that this is a good example. That I listened to a comedian and he said, name all the comedians out there that are famous that has an alias.
Right.
Not very many.
Yeah.
Not very many, because they put on a persona, they said of alias, and they're just this character. It's different because they're a performer, and this is what they do is they're part of their performance.
Right.
But as a real person, you also get a part of that real person using your real name. And also, this is my biggest pet peeve too. And it's been my big pet peeve for a long time. And I used to shoot models and things like that in the
Right.
studio.
Sure.
And Mrs. Jones or Mrs. Z, how many Mrs. Z's do you see walk down the runway?
I don't know. I don't even know who that
No,
is.
that's my point exactly. There is no Mrs. Z walking down the runway for what's the girls with the wings, the underwear?
Victoria's Secret?
Victoria's Secret. You don't see them. You don't see them in magazines starring, Mrs. Z. You don't.
I
You
don't
see what I'm saying is name I don't know any really famous models right now.
Iman,
Iman,
Tyra?
Tyra Banks.
Sure.
That's their name.
Right.
But what if Tyra was, Mitzi T? Mitzi T
I
ain't
think
walking down
it's
the
I
runway.
think it's
And that's what I'm saying is they set up this persona of this character of a person,
right.
and that doesn't that only gets you but so far.
Right.
You can get like these internet people that follow you on Instagram, models and things like that. They'll follow you on Instagram. You make the money that you make on Instagram if you can make it, and a lot of them don't. They just take pictures and post their
Right. But they
their
still have
ass on
their
Instagram.
on
they
camera persona
they
and
have
then
their on camera persona, but you don't see these people on TV being famous,
who are you
right?
talking about? The people that use fake names or the people that
That
use their
people that
names?
use fake names, that use these
Um I
aliases.
think it just depends upon what industry, what part of the entertainment that you're
No,
in.
it's a difference from changing your name because it's more pleasing to the
RuPaul.
public. Oh,
I'm
okay. RuPaul is different. Okay, I can
Jamie
say that.
Foxx.
And again, like I mentioned, for business reasons or purposes, they changed their names to be more
Sure,
pleasing
but they still are a
to it.
different persona
And
on
Jamie
stage.
Foxx changed his name for a strategic
No, I
reason.
know the reason why. I no, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that I think it depends upon.
So you can't always, depend on a false narrative to be your real life.
If I were a YouTuber, I would not want to use my real name like that, because if I'm in the street, I don't want you calling me by my real name. My real name is reserved for my family. I mean, I'd imagine. I don't know because I'm not a YouTuber, but I have nicknames as
So you
well.
become mega famous like Will Smith. So Will Smith should have been Ricky Jones instead, but his real name is
No,
Will
well,
Smith.
look at Mike Epps. We call him well, actually, what do we do with Mike
Well,
Epps?
they call him Day Day because of a
Yeah, we'll
movie
call him Day
role.
Day. Yeah,
That's different. They call people an actor by their
it's
role.
the
But
same, right?
if Mike Epps only went by Day Day before, he probably wouldn't have made it as a comedian because they don't pick you when you first start. They look at
Well,
a
you're
list,
just
they
talking
pick your
about
name.
comedy. I'm
No,
talking
not
about
and I can say because actors like Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen,
yeah,
Martin Sheen.
Martin
Martin
Sheen. Well,
Sheen
he
was
had to
Martin
do that.
Estevez because he had to change it
He had to.
because of the business of
Sure.
the day. Now, those reasons are understandable, but you're following a trend of people. Let's go back to models, um, Mitzi T or, Miss Boo Boo or whatever, you know, Miss Boo Boo, sorry, you're not going to be famous. I don't even want to shoot you now. To me, most guys because she's got a body, she's
Right.
got an ass, and they want to take pictures of it.
Sure.
That's not how I roll. I don't roll fake like that. And again, that's why I keep saying I really don't understand. People want to live this fake life. You have to
It's
step
not
down.
necessarily a
It
fake
it
life.
is
It's
there,
just they just want to they want to disconnect. You got to talk
but you
about people that
can't
compartmentalize
disconnect
things.
at all times
Why
of the
can't you?
day. So you would prefer being in a virtual world instead of the real
Maybe
world,
not virtual world, but I
but
know that
that's
I
what
can
it's going to.
well, I guess I can
You
disconnect.
you
Yes.
like I
I
said,
so if I'm online and I'm doing whatever online, that's where it stays. And then I'm this way in real life. You see me. I mean, I'm the same way, but I still can disconnect it because there's going to be a whole lot of people that make assumptions about
and you
my
mentioned
life.
earlier, if your phone disappeared and you can't get on social media,
Well, I mean, if I can't get on my phone, period.
so that's a problem. That's what this whole thing is about.
Well, no, I was
It's a
just
problem.
maybe I'm different, but I'm just saying because it's part of me now. It's the way that I make contact with the world in general. So,
Me to make contact, I'd rather be sitting with someone having that conversation instead of
what
having a
would you do if
conversation
we're
digitally.
all, let's just say we're all confined to our home due to another pandemic outbreak? What would you do?
The same thing that we we do all the time. I talk to you. What
I would do
else?
the dissemination of information. That's how I would be your news feed.
No, I don't. If there's television, I'll watch what's on TV.
Right.
Or if,
My phone is taking over the television. Yeah.
if I want some personal engagement, we just talk.
Sure, but I can't be your only lifeline. I can't be
But
just your
if we're
lifeline.
stuck in a pandemic and like now, and we're just confined to the house,
Then I'm going to be on my phone for sure. I'll
so
be on social media.
yeah, you'll be in social media. So what happens if there's no internet? If we had something to where there's
Then I'd go to
a
texting.
catastrophe and then there's no internet at all,
Then I would have to meet my neighbors. I would probably talk to them more often.
and that's the only time during
Yeah, I don't want to talk to them any other time.
a catastrophic event you had that would make you talk to real
I
people.
say hello and bye, and that's it. I think I've done enough socializing in my life in person.
It's not even necessarily socializing, it's personal interaction with people,
Yeah, I don't.
not digital interaction,
Yeah, I,
face to face personal
maybe if I
interaction. And
were
people have lost
younger.
that. They
No,
can't
I
even
agree.
talk to each other anymore. They
I
don't even
agree.
know how
They
to
don't.
talk
They
to each other
definitely
anymore.
date different. They argue different. They they're quick to cut you off without even a discussion. It's way different from how you and I grew up.
It's different from a lot of people.
They block people, whereas you and I, we would have left the phone off the hook and we just don't need to talk to you at all anymore. They,
I know, but I'll rewind all the way back to when I was a teenager, a kid and a teenager. There was no internet or anything like that. We were all outside playing. We had a lot of fun. We
right,
played basketball, we played football, and even if you're not
you
into
made up
sports,
games.
you made up games.
Yeah,
You had interaction with other people.
right.
So you had um
You were break dancing.
I mean, you did everything.
Yeah. And you had your boom
I mean, you
box.
knew how to socialize with people. You learned how to socialize with other people.
Yeah.
But there's such a big social disconnect now that people don't even know how to meet other
Well,
people for real.
it's now organized, meaning they play dates and
And that's
football,
so weird.
just with that. Well,
That is so
another thing
weird.
is too, you have to remember that the world has become so different and much more busier than how
It,
our parents
it
and how
has
we
it
were able
has
to stay
been
home.
it okay, you just said it.
What?
Stay home.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people at home right now.
No, what I'm saying, as kids, we were able to our parents could run to the grocery store and we could be riding our bikes or something.
So when these kids get out of
Now
school, when these kids get out of school, s- why aren't they outside playing
they
instead
should
of
be.
instead of in there playing video
They
games?
should be. I agree with that. I think it should be like how we did with our kids, a limited time on video games, and then
So it's the technology that has taken
technology is
over,
taken over.
and
Yeah.
go back to the beginning, artificial intelligence
Yep.
is what that
Yep.
is taking over our life,
Yeah.
right? And people don't believe that it can happen. To some degree, it has already happened.
That yeah. I agree.
Then we wouldn't have this issue. There are kids that can't even spell right now.
Can't tell time either.
They can't tell time. They can't do
They can't write.
anything. Can't write. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a lot of things that kids these
But
days
do you
can't
think
do.
that they'll have a need for it when we go paperless? They're not going to need it to know. I mean, unless for its historical reasons.
I don't know environment. I don't know what you would call it, but we have a grid in this country that they've been wanting the government to shore up, to secure,
Right.
because our electrical grid is old, outdated,
Sure.
and it would take a technologically sound country just to, pump an EMP over here and
Right.
knock it out. So
Right.
we don't have anything. We don't have internet. We don't have electricity.
Right.
We don't have anything. So I spoke to people about this before and I asked them, what would you do? I would probably just lay down and die. Why?
Well,
The
they
world still can go on without the internet. The
yep.
world still can go on without electricity. You would just have to find the way to get around.
Are these people
You have
that
to
are
make
your
your way.
age
These are
or
people that most of them are younger than I am, but that's an issue. So that still goes back to people not accepting real life, and they go to the internet, just like you said, to, I guess, give them what did you say earlier, a takeaway from real life or whatever. I don't know, but still.
they I think that people they don't know how to cope. That's what we've lost.
Man, I'm gonna make it.
Some people aren't.
I'm gonna make it.
These younger people aren't.
This
I,
electricity goes off. I don't go
I
to
say younger
McDonald's and
people,
all
but
that
that's
stuff
not
now.
fair. It's a
I'm going
lot of
to the
people.
mountains. I'm getting me some deer, getting me some bear. I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, you're going to have to learn how to. I mean, I think if nothing else, this pandemic has taught us is that you have more people gardening, you have more people learning how to hunt, fish, things like that. They've gone back to nature. I think that's part of humankind. You kind of have to
Yeah,
these
you have
days.
to.
You have to.
Because it's
So
the
we would
grass
eat.
is not always going to be greener on our side.
No. But how nice is it though that it's taught us that Just look at the hiking trails around the corner. They're packed. Remember, I said, let's go this Saturday. Let's go this weekend. It's packed. The parking lot is packed in the historical parts of the area. So I agree with you. It's all to keep you engaged and to look in that
Take your
box.
mind away from the real world.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Keep you
That's not
in
good.
the world of um virtual reality.
And people would lose their mind if they really found out that we were living in a simulation already.
Oh, for sure. I would be. Because then I would say, "Where's me? Where am I?"
There is no you. You're the simulation. You're
Oh,
a
I'm
bunch
this.
of
Oh, I'm
you're a bunch
I
of
thought you
just
meant like the
zeros
other
and
movie.
O's because I've
I'd
talked
be
about it on
distraught.
another episode about everything in science is all about math and numbers, and you
Right.
could just be X's and O's or just code. That's
Right.
it.
What I find disturbing is that more children are um, now wanting to commit suicide because of online bullying and things like that,
I
and
said that is
parents
a
were not
problem.
equipped to handle that. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I know. It's such a weird thing. I mean, I don't think I will ever understand this because I don't have an addictive personality at all. I do go on social media, and you guys out there, you may be maybe or maybe not addicted, but you should look at it to to see, can you disconnect from that.
can you disconnect? That's my takeaway. That I'm going to try to do it this week. I'll try.
And I think we probably need to revisit this again because I'll go on forever because I don't, it's like it's a topic that I really don't understand at all.
I'll do
It's
it during
just
Walking Dead.
it's just like being addicted to drugs to me.
Yeah.
It's no
Oh, for
difference
sure.
because everybody needs that fix that are addicted, so they need to get their fix. And I'm not an addictive person. So, I don't know. What's your thoughts about this whole thing? Are you addicted to social media? Can you disconnect from social
And
media?
how long?
And then for how long? I could do it forever if I needed to.
Right.
But I need to be because I'm trying to promote this whole thing. This is a new podcast, but it's a conversation. I haven't had anybody else on because I'd rather have a
It's
face to
pandemic.
face instead of, the virtual thing with Zoom and all that. But if you guys have anything to add to this, I mean, just hit me up. jwcarterfilmworks@gmail.com. Join the Facebook group Mysteries and Beliefs Podcast with John Carter. Same name on Instagram, Mysteries and Beliefs John with John Carter. Until next time, guys.
Bye.
Peace.